Welcome back. We are here for You Can Check Out Anytime You Like, but You Can Never Leave. And this is Building a Mystery, Part 3. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and get started. So, Susan, your pick for the next game.
Oh, we are playing billiards.
All right, so that is Hit Me With Your Best Shot,
Hit me with your best shot.
or a conversation over billiards. So, if you're going to go ahead and read it off and lead us in for the setup.
And to be clear, we're playing in the billiards room that Anna discovered, not the other billiards room or any of the public billiards rooms that we can find on the regular maps.
Right, but I mean also too there's like a ton of billiards rooms because I mean like obviously that was repeated in the description many times, so God knows which billiards room this is. So yeah, it's whatever we want. Okay, so Anna, and you said for Anna like you want all of us to play?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes, I want to
Carl.
fleece all of you.
All right, we'll see if this works.
Yes.
And Mal. Okay, great. So we'll see if this goes.
Oh, I gotta step away for 2 seconds. I'll be right back. I'm really sorry, guys.
No worries.
Yep.
It's all good.
Yep.
Helps gives me time for the brain to boot.
Well, yeah, because I mean, like this one like requires a little bit of tweaking because of we all have to decide on the one question for the break, and then we all have to answer it, and then who gets to break first, and then we all go around the table until everybody answers the question, and then like it's basically a narrative thing, like for who's actually doing the billiards move as well as the break for the question, and then flipping a coin, see how many balls we sink, and then see how many questions we're actually going to answer from the list. If we're all playing, this is going to go pretty quickly,
Uh,
as comparison to having only two people do it. Because yeah,
I'm sorry, I find it hilarious to me because as someone who does play billiards, like one or two that you might make it in. Come on, man. Like just one or two?
yeah,
That's it?
yeah, no. They want to give people a chance to get
I mean, I get it. I
right,
get
right,
it.
right. And
But
besides, how many questions can you ask? I mean, really, honestly,
yeah,
be fair.
I get it.
And also, if you
Just
look,
amusing.
yeah, but if you look at some of those questions too, it's kind of like, do some of them fit too? uh,
has anybody here read NanQuest? So I saw that on the list of inspirations for this game, and I'm like, oh, that's a thing I'm not familiar with.
Mm-mm.
no.
Like a 2009 era forum serial that was apparently about a strange haunted hotel.
No,
I did not know that one.
no, I did not know that one either. But Hotel California, 70s, 80s songs, and yeah, The Shining. Yeah, I mean, like I was already done. So,
Kind
all
of
right.
kind of getting an Infinity Train vibe from this too. Though
Mm,
though it doesn't sound like the hotel is letting people go once they've solved their issues either. So
it depends. I mean, it just really depends, I guess. But also, too, I mean, it really depends on like how much the person themselves like wants to go and how they want to go. I mean, you can go by yourself, you can go as a group, or you can revolt. So, Susan, go ahead and lead us off.
Hit me with your best shot or a conversation over billiards. Set the scene with your partners, which is all of you. We chose the billiards room.
Mhm.
What do you notice about each other at first glance? We have encountered each other before.
Mm.
Um, I had sent Mal off to find Carlos, and I had turned around and asked Madame Walmsley if she would play. I think in the that fraction of amount of a time that like I got the agreement from Madame, I re-entered the billiards room. There's like a 4 count or a 5 count, and then Madame Walmsley comes into the billiards as well. I think within that 4 or 5 count, the color of her dress is different. than when I just saw her. Do you guys want to add any differences to the other characters as we all like congregate in this room?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's see.
So I know that Malizi kind of like faded out of existence like in front of your eyes as they just went to go get Carlos because she thought that was highly funny. Um I I think when he comes back it'll be like actually walking with Carlos. God, the slow way. Um and it's a tall, skinny, young guy who's in jeans and a t-shirt, but I don't think he's anyone that you've ever actually seen before. And I think the one thing that you probably notice is that his eyes almost glow, like uh, very, very blue. But I'm sure you'll figure out who it is, considering.
Yeah. I think
Um, oh, go on, sorry.
I just want to make a mention that I think Madame Walmsley notices that when Mal comes into the room with Carlos, Carlos has a different cast to him. Like it's almost like some of the lines are gone. Like either the scars have healed, or like maybe like he's lost some years. Like he's like looking a little younger. Maybe I don't know.
I was going to suggest that although it would be impolite to smoke in the billiards room with everybody, I don't know if the hotel is a non-smoking establishment or what have you. I think Carlos is a little bit high. So it's not entirely clear whether his youthful appearance is because the hotel is working its magic or because some of the strain is temporarily off him.
He didn't happen to be hotboxing or whatever. Like when you got him dizzy.
That's between Carlos and Mal
Yeah.
who came upon him.
You could find anything in the supply closet. So, anyway.
Ah, billiards goes with the theme. I see you found I see you found I see you found the brown room.
Very brown.
It's a very, very pretty billiards room. Malizi sets a backpack that is very full on the corner of one of the billiards rooms, and it clinks and makes some jangly sounds,
Uh,
but doesn't say anything else. Just kind of sets it there.
Mal, what is in the backpack?
Anna said to bring things to wager.
And what are the things that you're planning on wagering?
I found some pretties.
I see. May I see what those are?
Sure. And it's a mixture of a bunch of random ass shit. Like it is like candlesticks and it is like coasters and those little metal like bowls that you put like little mints and stuff in. It's like with the mints, by the way, like with them. And I think there's like some loose pocket change too, but like it is just random whatever Mal could find as they went through the hotel.
How much of the Carlos is looking, you're just glancing over the pile. How much of this would be pilfered from the guests, and how much of this has just been pilfered from hotel supplies and decorations and accoutrement?
It's mostly decorations. Like it is mostly stuff that is just actually out in the hotel somewhere. Um, I think there are a couple things where like there's a tube of lipstick in there, so clearly like got something from a guest, but like so there's like a couple like little random things like that. But for the most part, it's like clearly like from various common rooms or lobby area.
So putting all that back is a problem for future Carlos.
Hmm.
And
And
and present Carlos is going to just kind of shrug and shrug and take in the room.
yeah. Yeah, and I think like Madame Walmsley's just kind of like looking it over and then we'll delicately pick out like a silver pin that has like a piece of paper attached to it and then just kind of like flip the paper open and it has a picture of of a pretty little bird on it. Mal, did you happen to pick this off of the bulletin board?
Yeah, that one came from the bulletin board.
Yes, I see that you've picked up some pretty things. Ah, sufficient to play, Miss Whitmore?
I she's buzzing with excitement. I think this is the most like animated you have seen her, other than when she's like trying to sell you something or trying to like, do a shtick of some kind. So she's very happy. And she'll walk over and grab a pole. Ooh, I'm realizing I should have looked up billiards vocabulary before I chose this game.
A pool cue.
A
Yeah,
pool cue.
no worries. If you like, just fake it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Stick hits balls.
I, I'm familiar
Sounded
with
very
pool.
Russian there for a second. Thick, it's close.
In Hotel California, balls hit stick.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay. All right, go ahead.
We're gonna take turns. For the first turn, we all must decide on one question, which is the break. Um, so let's take a look at these and decide what question we want to answer.
And every character has to answer it. Yep. I think the two that would make the most sense because you don't have to fill in any blanks would be I'm feeling generous, what favor do you ask of me? Or I'm feeling nostalgic, what would you like to ask about my past?
Oh,
Or I remind you of someone else you knew once. Who was that again? So those would be the three questions I would plump for something
Just,
that somebody like, we could ask each other.
it's also I know a secret or saw something I wasn't supposed to.
Mm?
I like the what favor do you ask of me? Um, it it will like incur future interactions if we do that.
That'd be
In
interesting, yeah.
incur was a weird word for my brain to come up with.
We agreed on that one?
Yeah, I think that works.
Okay, so I would call the break. Number yourselves and use a random number. Who cares? We could roll a dice and then see who gets the highest number, and then see whoever gets the highest goes first.
Well,
Whatever.
it could also like number us in character keeper order and just roll a d4.
Okay.
I can roll a d4.
Okay.
Anna, you are first. Anna breaks.
Okay. Works.
Rightly so. Wonderful. All right. I will break and oh, it doesn't hold on a second. Remember yourselves, pursue the table, blah blah blah. Okay, so we don't have to describe like
Yeah, you don't have to get technical about the billiards thing. I mean, like
okay,
you.
okay. Oh, on your turn, flip a coin. But this is not my turn, this is the break. Okay, okay. I've got it. Anna breaks and she is feeling very confident. She's she does that thing where once you end your turn, you like set the pool cue down and you kind of like strike a confident pose even though you don't really mean to with the pool cue. At least that's what I do when I'm playing pool. Oh, this is billiards. They're different. It's the same though. Just the number of pockets, right?
There's a tension in the room, like the room is holding its breath when you're lining up your shot, and
Ooh.
in the moment that you break, in the moment that you break and the balls scatter, there's just sort of that tension releases.
I strike my pose and I pitch that hip to the side a little bit, feeling very confident in the shiny things I'm gonna take from you guys. Um, and I look over to Carlos and I say, "You've got a you've got a lot of things you're responsible for around here, right?"
The work is never done, as Madame would say.
Well, at some point I think the work should be done, at least for whatever the day is, you can't work until you fall apart.
Well,
S-
that's why I'm here, and you you brought us here at a right moment to take the edge off.
I'm glad I could provide that for you. If you if you need anything else, I know I'm a guest, but I'm starting to feel a little stir crazy is not the right word. I'm also used to constantly working. And this vacation is lasting a little longer than I had thought it would. But that's all right. Maybe I can be of use in some way. You need any help with anything and you see me walking around, Carlos, you just let me know. Okay?
And Carlos muses on that and says, can think of a couple troubling inhabitants of the hotel that might use a medium's touch. So if you want
Some real work.
if you want to ply your skills, I think I think I can see a way to arrange a meeting.
Ooh, butter my butt and call me a biscuit. I'm in.
I think Madame Walmsley like kind of like turns away just a little bit so nobody sees her nose and her mouth twitch upon hearing that saying. She's trying so hard not to laugh.
We all contribute what we can, Senorita. I guess it's my turn to
Oh, Anna, you gotta flip a coin, see how many balls you managed to sink.
Oh, I thought it said on my turn. Does the break
We have to
count
we
as
have
my
to all
turn?
do no, we have to do we all have to do the break first.
Oh, okay. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
No problem.
Mal in the image that you're in right now, the young you say are you like teenager, 20 something,
I'd say like early 20s
early 20s. All right, so still a kid.
Yeah,
Um
comparatively.
is this an easygoing presentation for Mal, or is there a core of stress that you're exhibiting in it? Like, how often have you worn this face and shape around Carlos?
That is a good question. I think this might be a new one, actually.
Okay.
Um, like maybe you've seen Mal wear this shape once, but probably in passing. And this is probably
Hmm.
the longest that you've been around Mal while he was wearing this particular shape. They keep fidgeting with their shirt a little bit, like it's something just doesn't feel quite right the way that they're didn't quite form things correctly, so they kind of keep fussing around with it a little bit as they're standing there.
All right. I think I think after Carlos takes his shot, he looks over at Mal and says, "I know there are plenty of colorful characters here in this hotel, and that I imagine you may have an opportunity to meet more of them than most. If any of the old timers are giving you any trouble, I'm certainly willing to be certainly willing to be an extra pair of hands or help talk things out. If you having any of the any of our regulars giving you grief?"
Not today, but thank you. That was very nice of you. You must like me or something. Getting on your good side.
You're keeping things lively.
Definitely more fun that way. Um,
Is there something that Mal would ask of Carlos if that favor didn't fit?
hmm. I think that is probably honestly a good favor for because that fits pretty well. Especially on some of Mal's more mischievous days. They can be a little vexing to folks at times.
I have an out of character question. Last session we were introduced to the man in the mirror who is very sort of along the same themes as Mal in terms of illusion and mimicry. How do Mal and the man in the mirror get along?
Oh, that is a good question. I don't think they get along very well, to be honest with you. I think the man in the mirror has such a different view on the guests than Mal does. Like, Mal just wants to have fun and play around with them. He wants to, wants to freak them out every once in a while, but like he just wants to have fun. Whereas the man behind the mirror is a lot more sinister. Um, so I don't think Mal does not like the way that the man plays. Because at this point, I'm definitely getting to the point where I think Mal has a very like youthful, like childlike mischief to them that I wasn't originally planning on, but it seems to work.
Hmm. And I'm getting the vibe that the man behind the mirror may have like a sadistic streak or might be like deriving sustenance out of terrorizing people or something like that.
Yeah, that is what it seems like.
Okay, thank you. So I think Carlos will gamely pass the cue, pass the well, I don't well, everybody's got their own pool cue, but we'll give a nod to Madame Walmsley.
Walmsley will delicately look at the table and assess what would be the most likely angle for at least some kind of success. At least as they're laid out now. And then contemplate Mal, and she like admire Mal for holding it on so long, and for a person that she has not seen before. Because yeah, I don't think she's seen this particular persona before, and I think she'll turn to Anna and basically say, "I know you've said you've come to this place for a vacation, dear, but sometimes there are folks that come and go here, and sometimes they find themselves coming, but perhaps unable to leave or find a way to do so um, in a timely fashion, because time is not regular or normal here, as you probably saw when we were at breakfast. If you have need of talking about any of that, we've seen things, I've seen things, and sometimes it just takes hearing about some of the strangeness here at the hotel to feel a little bit more reassured. To know it's not just something that you may have imagined. You are welcome to come speak with me, if that happens, if you like."
Boy, I don't know how she responds to that. You see a little kind of a you see her. I think she does what I did. I think she just kind of bites at her lips a little bit and nods, not in agreement, but in the way that, non-verbally you're showing someone like oh, I'm listening to you. I'm
Mhm.
listening to you. Um, I don't think she takes her eyes off of the pool table. I don't. She just nods. She nods.
I think Carlos is sort of like leaning on his pool cue, waggling his eyebrows at this conversation. Just Madame Walmsley is going right in for the hard questions.
I think she
Um,
saw how difficult it seemed to be for you, like in the morning. So, I mean, she's gonna offer it up. I mean, like, she wants to help serve, so why not?
I think Mal's been just kind of like watching people around the table and like looking at the table itself and just how people are standing and getting ready for actually playing the game. And I don't know if Malizi actually knows how to play. So I think Malizi is going to turn to Anna and say, "This doesn't look like what I thought it was going to look like. Could you could you maybe show me how to play this game?"
Oh, you don't know how to. Oh, look at this. Look at this egg on my face. All right. Okay. Yes. Oh, of course. Oh, I go over there and I show Mal how they're supposed to hold the cue. She shows you like an easy way to hold the cue and then the way you're supposed to do it. And she's like, it's whatever you want to do, really. No, ain't nobody gonna judge you here. And then she she asks the others if you can like try a couple of times and have it like not count maybe the first two because you got to get used to the motion. It's weird having to hit one little ball into another little ball with a thin stick. Um, and then she shows you the chalk and she explains that a lot of the game is angles, but the majority of the game is attitude.
I think I think Carlos will gesture at the room and say, I suspect we'll all be okay with it, but just a word of advice, if a ball goes in, it stays in. That's how the house likes it.
Maybe I should practice on one of the other tables?
We're all friends here. It's as serious as we want it to be.
I side eye the bag of stuff that you brought, and I'm like, no, just learning from experience is the best way to do it, I think. You should just start playing.
I do believe that Carlos was also saying that reaching into the pocket itself is probably not a good idea.
Yeah.
But oh wait, but um what if the white one goes in? Can't we can't reach in and get it out?
Not
No,
through the pocket itself, through the slot on the side. That's probably safer.
best when things are in motion that they proceed to their natural course.
Yes.
I'm looking at this table now like, oh no.
Carlos shrugs and says, billiards are, well, they're all like planets, right? They're all little worlds in a field, and they go in their circles and they go to their rightful places. There's a routine to it. We're all just sort of contributing.
But who knows who's knocking them out of their orbit, Carlos?
Oh, perish the thought.
Okay, so it's my official turn now.
Yes.
Okay. I will try to find the correct sheet in all of my tabs.
But
There it is. Oh boy.
Just
Um,
to clarify, are we actually playing pool in that we're sinking balls in pockets, or are we playing some other thing that's played on a billiards table?
well, I mean, like you flip a coin to see how many balls you sink.
Okay.
Heads for
So
one, tails for
that's
two.
sounding very pool-like. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and it
basically, yeah, stands for how many questions you ask, and then like, you're crossing off the questions once you ask them, or you can scratch, which means like you're eliminating a question from the list to get down to that point of game it where it's like if you're the last person standing after all the questions have been crossed off and it's your turn, then you win. You win the 8 ball. So it's like can you be that person? I don't know. I mean, like I've never gamed it. I don't care. I'm just here for the fun. So
Oh my gosh. I don't know if my brain is capable of gaming this, but I've set her up to want to win so badly. I might try. We'll see. Um, all
I'm not
right.
competitive, so you go for it. I mean,
I'm not that competitive either. Why did I do this to myself?
I don't know.
Um, um, she did this to me. I couldn't help it. Flip a coin.
Okay.
And my coin is gonna be this dice. So
Okay.
heads for tails. Wait, heads for one, tails for two. Okay, so I rolled heads, so it's one question. I
Yeah.
choose that amount from the list.
Yes.
So I am going to choose, and I'm going to turn to Madam Walmsley as I'm lining up for my technically second shot. Um, and I'm going to say, "Hey, do you have a taste for spirits, madam?"
When you say spirits, dear, are you speaking of
Yeah,
the
she likes
study
me.
of...
Oh Lord.
Everyone loves you, Mal.
I
I
I
mean,
smack Mal on the shoulder.
I mean,
He just kind
this
of cackles.
soul searching, or are you speaking of the liquor variety?
No, I'm talking of the hard and shiny down straight to your gullet kind of spirits.
Ah, yes, yes. Well,
I I'll
we do have a selection. That's what I was trying to stock up earlier today. Did you need to look at the cabinet?
No, I saw on the board that there's a cocktail hour and I was gonna
Yes.
go to it,
Hmm.
but I I got there. I kind of went and I got into the hallway and I was looking through the doorway into the room and I saw Jean there obviously and
Yes.
it smelled real good coming from in there, but I got a little overwhelmed at the people who were there and that I didn't really know anybody. I didn't spot any y'all. And I kind of chickened out. So I thought maybe I would try going again. Maybe if I knew somebody who was there.
Would you like me to come with you for the next time you tried, dear?
Oh gosh, well since you asked, I sure would love that. Yes.
I'd be happy to, of course. I understand
Right.
that it could be very daunting to be a lone person trying to make their way through such a social time and be uh, unmoored without anybody that you know.
Yes, exactly that.
As you've seen, though, it doesn't hurt to reach out. You never know who you're going to make friends with. And she's making a very, like, deliberate turn of her face, like, directly to Mal.
So I asked the first question. I hope to persuade you, and it was to come to the cocktail hour with me.
Yes.
Can I? Yes.
Yes. And then next player can go. So on your turn, you can flip a coin, see how many balls you sink, ask those questions from your list or whatever, and then like mark them off your list. Or you can scratch and then immediately eliminate that question from the list, and then that question can no longer be asked or answered by anyone else for the duration of the game. All right.
Interesting.
So that's how you game it. You got to figure out whether you're gonna scratch or you're gonna ask, or like flip, whatever the hell. Yeah.
I feel like scratching is kind of like a soft X card.
Exactly. Well, I mean, it's also, like if you don't think it fits,
Mm.
like the way the tenor of the conversation, or you can't think of like, I don't know how this is going to work for the person I want to ask or whatever. It's like, yeah.
I think Carlos is able to sink a ball.
Okay.
So the top Carlos is going to build on the cocktail hour discussion by bringing up the spring equinox cocktail reception that that uh, Gina was bartending for.
Hmm.
and he's checking into he in the course of that discussion, Madame Walmsley, we established that that particular soiree was adjacent to the Rose Garden.
I think we
Do
did
you?
because yeah, because
Yeah.
people were gonna go out and excuse me, enjoy the enclosed pleasures of the rose garden, like if like they wanted to spread out with their drinks. So
hmm But
yeah,
it was an afternoon and evening thing. Um, were we tending there? Did we attend, or was our role just in setting it up and then, the guests got to enjoy it?
I think we were just supposed to set it up. Like we weren't necessarily attending.
Okay. So while the topic of the Rose Garden is sitting at the edge of the conversation, do you ask Carlos about what he sees when he looks into the Rose Garden or why he decides not to linger after dark? He probably doesn't want you to bring it up, but we're all friends here.
As we're relaxing and such. Maybe she will, like while the other two are like lining up their shots or whatever like that, maybe we kind of like uh, you know, are off to the side and I kind of say, I've noticed you are as uncomfortable around the rose garden as I am about the basement swimming pool, Carlos.
He says, sort of, his eyes go unfocused a little bit, and then for a moment, and then he blinks, and then, one of the founders is buried there, right?
No, I did not know.
Or at least they sprinkled her ashes into the ground where the roses grow. They thought that would be that they thought that would be fitting. She liked growing things.
Did you agree with that decision?
At the time, it seemed the poetic and fitting thing to do, but sometimes I wonder if some of what she went through lingers in the hotel. Perhaps she should have been perhaps she should have been buried off the grounds.
I take it wasn't pleasant.
Some things some things you carry with you, and apparently that's true for houses as well as people.
And she has a twist to her expression because that's very ironic considering how she came to be here. You come here because you're running away from something.
Has Madame Walmsley told Carlos how she came to be here?
No.
Okay. Yeah, and I think Carlos just sort of shrugs and says, there's only so much of the past I can take at once. Sober, at least.
Well, at least if it's the cocktail hour, then perhaps you can be a little bit more inebriated that you might not notice.
And can you maybe you can be brave, maybe you can be brave with me, Senora.
I could be, or maybe if we're going in a group. Miss
Hmm.
Whitmore has invited me to accompany her. Maybe we can also take Mel.
Oh, make a full gathering out of it.
Absolutely,
He
because
he he,
we
he
all know each
laughs.
other.
He laughs wryly. That would stir up some old ghosts.
Is that what we
Maybe.
seek? Old
Hmm.
ghosts.
Today, all that's on my mind is billiards.
Mm. Let's continue with that theme.
And maybe some snacks.
Just to maybe a few. Well, the pantry's right there. We could go raiding
Right,
it.
right, exactly. Which Madame Walmsley will smile and say, "It was stocked today." Like maybe you have a full charcuterie board or whatever inside. Oh, my turn. Okay, hold on. All right, so that's tails. Two questions. Oh, shit. Oh, too much responsibility. Okay. Tails. Oh, boy. Maybe it's coming up on Anna. Anna's turn, and then Carlos is on deck, Mal, and then you hear me hum a little tune, like off to the side. And it's something that you remember very dimly from someplace, but you're not sure from where. And I have this faraway look in my eye, and I'm feeling nostalgic. What would you like to ask me about my past?
Hmm. I think Mal kind of like just comes up to you and is kind of cocks his head to the side as he hears you hum and says, "That's pretty. Didn't do you sing? I hear you
I
hum sometimes."
I used to. I don't I don't like silence completely.
I can understand that. Not a big fan of silence either. You said you used to. Why'd you stop?
I I had gotten ill, and I was no longer able to sing as well as I could anymore. So I stopped.
That's sad.
Yes, I only derive a little bit of pleasure, I guess, from to sing for myself. So
You could always try to learn again. Strength, practice. Seems like it made you happy.
it did at one point. Sometimes I think I might go back to doing it, but sometimes I'm also thinking, is it good to go backwards when I can let the past go and go forwards? There's always so much to do around here, so I may not have the time.
All we have is time. Nothing ends here.
Ah, how true that is. Um, I guess I should try and find the music room every once and again, shouldn't I?
Oh, I found it with Anna earlier. I found the piano, the grand piano, and I showed her how to play a song.
Well, that's wonderful. What did you help her play?
I taught her to play the song that I learned to play with.
Mal, I didn't know
Um,
you knew how to play.
Really only just the one song. It's all I remember.
Does it have words?
It does. It's called Hummingbird.
Hmm.
Um, I don't remember the words, I just remember the melody.
Well, maybe at some point. Huh. Hmm. Maybe perhaps at some point we should go find the music room together and then you can teach me at least the melody. And we can make up our own words. Hmm.
I like that idea.
I like that idea too. Do I remind you of someone you might have known once?
And I think you see Mal's face go from like kind of pleasant to just wistful and then a little sad. Yeah, you do. You remind me of the person who taught me to play. I think she was my grandmother. I'm not really sure. I don't remember much.
time here in this hotel will do that too. Yes.
She sang too, and she had a very lovely voice.
I'm sure it was beautiful.
I wish I could remember the words to the song.
We might want to take a trip into the library. I can't imagine that the library wouldn't have sheet music somewhere in its environs. But
I don't think it's not the part of the library I'm usually in, but I wouldn't be surprised.
music room first.
I think so. All right, let's see. I got two.
Okay.
Mal goes over to Carlos and kind of leans over and has like a, you smell like smoke.
That shouldn't surprise you. You found me given where and how you found me.
Yeah, but it smells different. What were you doing? That didn't smell like a cigar.
Hmm. I think he chuckles and he says, "Surely, well, I don't I may have some experiments for you later. I can't recall, Mal. Do you eat? Do you drink?
I don't have to.
What sustains you these days?"
I think reactions from people, getting getting emotions from people, it always seems like it gives me more energy when that happens. I can eat and drink, but I don't really taste it. It's not great.
Well, you don't have to do you don't have to do anything that you don't have to do anything that you don't want to. So, but at the very least, you might get an interesting take on people watching if we sat together sometime.
That would be cool. I like that.
And he gestures vaguely at the air next to him where wherever that came from.
All right. I think they chuckle about that a little bit. The next thing is that the lights flicker and the hotel shifts around us a little bit while we're playing. Um, how does Carlos react to that? I think we have the lights flicker. I think the chandelier, like, because I'm sure there's chandeliers in here. It would only make sense for there to be. They all kind of like go nuts for a second, like shake, like not quite like earthquake level, but like a much bigger shake than would have expected. And everything seems the same when things settle. But how does Carlos react to that change?
Who was playing at the time? Who was taking the shot?
It was either me or Anna.
Okay. Was there anything untoward about that particular turn? Like, was it a scratch? Did somebody reach into one of the pockets when they shouldn't have?
I think that would be kind of fun if maybe that was the case. Like maybe Anne dropped the chalk into one of the pockets
She
and went
I
accidentally reached and forgot, like, to
I
not reach.
I was gonna say I don't know that I would reach, but I think that I have been absolutely like positioning my face directly over the holes and like looking down and like trying to see like is there teeth? Is it why can't like so maybe it didn't like me looking at its bits or something. I don't know.
Stop
Um,
looking.
I think Carlos will glance up at the chandelier over the billiards table that is like swinging and flickering, and then will glance over at the people who are not so much playing as observing the table and say, "Hey, are we here to play or what?
Keeping my hands up. I'm keeping my hands away.
It's just a table, probably."
I did nothing.
House
Can't
does
a
like its
girl look?
well. Let the house have its secrets. It's had however long it's been to collect a few. The billiards rooms can be one of them.
And Madame Walmsley will look up from her from getting ready to take her shot and will go, "Would you appreciate it if someone stared at you for too long, dear?"
Well, she's genuinely perplexed. Like, I mean, it isn't that a good thing?
You like it when people just stare at you? In case in point, Mal is just going to stare and just continue to stare at Ed.
Sorry. Oh man.
I suppose it also matters if they're staring for a reason you can control versus a reason you can't.
Sh- she'll lean over to the closest hole. Sorry.
Also want to say, it sounds like this is one of those pool tables where balls will sort of fall into the pockets and then get stashed on the sides. If that's what Madame Walmsley was pointing to. But when you look down into the pool, into the pocket, you can't see the mechanism that would do that. Like you can't see the chute. It's just blackness, and there's a tinge of vertigo.
Why do you think I'm looking at it?
I
Mal's
love how we're
still
just
staring at you.
oh my god. Love this place. I love this place so much.
All right,
Well, now it's awkward.
My
Well,
God.
now it's awkward for everybody, says Carlos.
It sounds like a good time for a break. Let's take 10.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Anna, it's your turn.
Here we go. Ooh, I rolled tails. So I get to ask two. So I look, I give a side glance to Carlos, but then I sidle over to Mal. I say, hey, when you are, and I do my hands up and down kind of along your body, like a wiggly kind of, when you do your thing, you know? Um, you're always a person, right?
Oh, I've never tried to be anything else.
Okay. So like, uh, if I had seen an animal of some sort, uh, like walking through the hotel and I had thought it was you, but it wasn't you.
What kind of animal was it?
You know, I think it was just a dog. It was somebody's dog. I'm being so silly, and I start to like walk away from you. Don't mind me, I'm being silly.
Did you talk to the dog?
I did, mm, I'll come back over right up next to you, real close, I'm talking to you. I don't know if it was a dog, which is why I thought it might have been you. So I sure as hell was like, hey, Mal, what's up? And had a full on conversation with it.
Sorry, this is Mac laughing. Um, Mal just kind of looks at you. Did it talk back?
I'm gonna be real honest with you. I in the remembering of the events, it feels like it did. Like like I was asking questions and it felt like I was getting responses, but the longer that I think about it, I don't know if its mouth was moving like a person's.
Oh, that was not me.
Great. Great.
That one's mostly friendly, though.
You don't think they're mad that I thought they were you or something?
I don't. mm, the way they think is different. It's hard to. They don't have like human kinds of thoughts, so they might not have realized.
Okay, I'll take that. Sure, I'll take that. Okay. Okay.
But if
Oh,
you see a dog again is walking through that seems not quite. The legs don't look right. A little too skinny, a little too long. Give him a treat. When you see him, give him a treat. Make sure that he's more friendly to you.
okay. She pats all of her hidden pockets. I can do that. I can do that. Okay. Okay. Don't don't tell anybody about that happening, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Mal's totally going to tell people.
I know. This is my first question. I accidentally let slip that I thought I was talking to you, but it was not you. I line up, I take my shot. It's pretty good, but there's still more game to be played. And I look around the room at these new friends that I've made. And I look down at the table and then I look over at where Mal put the bag of stuff. And I realize I haven't set out my stuff yet. So I walk over there, even though I have another shot to take, and I give everybody the hold on 1 second and I reach into a pocket and I pull out something and I set it on the table and I turn to go and then I stop and I look back at what I set down, and it's not what I thought it was. It is a, a Sega Genesis game cartridge that is sitting on the table. And she's looking at it like she's never seen it before. And she pats that same pocket again and she reaches in and she's like, "Oh, okay." And so she pulls out what she thinks she's got and she sets it down. But when she picks her hand up, it's actually this like lace ribbon. And she looks at it again and she starts like furiously patting her pockets and she pulls out a she pulls out a piece of broccoli from one pocket and then she reaches behind her and out comes like a tin of tobacco and then she reaches into another pocket and there's like a little Polaroid camera and she's like, "What is happening?" What? And she finally pulls out what she intended to, which was a gold pocket watch, something that in her mind is valuable and something that you put up for a bet. And she sets it down next to this pile of stuff and that she doesn't know where those things came from. And she looks at the rest of you, who I'm sure are staring at her now, and she's trying to calm down. And she says to everybody at the table, if I can do that, if I can ask like everybody, direct a question to everybody at the table. And she says, "I don't know what kind of sense of humor this place has. But apparently the only valuable thing that I have left on me is that watch. Um, y'all know how I said I was gonna be here on a short vacation. I, Madam Walmsley, you said I might not be able to leave. I don't." And she looks at Carlos and she looks at Mal and then she looks back at Madam Walmsley and she says, I don't have the money to be here for eternity. What am I gonna do?"
I don't think the hotel is concerned about you having currency, dear.
But no, I'm a guest.
We have
But
guests that have been here for, well, time is weird here.
yes,
We have people who have checked out and they're still here.
yes.
Wait, I could have checked out by now.
But they're still here.
Not everyone. Most people.
Okay, but I could check out. I could not be accumulating a tab. I could have
Correct.
checked out.
Correct. But I'm always going to be honest with you, dear. You may not be able to leave.
Okay. Okay.
I think Carlos sort of blows his sucks air through his teeth and says, "I think the money you brought here is an outside problem. The hotel is full of inside problems."
Is that why it's broccoli? I
That was I'm kind of sad I didn't think to do that. That's pretty funny. Broccoli.
It is random.
It has value.
Yes.
I hear it's good for you.
What were you expecting to find? Just the watch?
well, no, I yes, the watch. It's what I was going to use to pay for the first couple of days, and then I was going to leave. It's real gold. Um, but that's all. I didn't get paid from my last job because those uh, because I didn't get paid, and I found myself needed to go somewhere. But I have things. I have things that I've made. I have my charms. I have my little rolled up prayers, and I have uh, tchotchkes and trinkets. Like I have things that I use when I'm doing my work. And as she gestures towards the Polaroid camera and the broccoli, they're not in my pockets anymore, even though they were just a couple days ago.
And
But I
Carlos is
mean,
gonna go on,
yeah,
sorry.
I can make little dolls and charms. I don't care. That's fine. I can't accumulate more debt. I have to, when we're done here, I have to go check out.
And Carlos is gonna pick up the Sega Genesis cartridge and just sort of quizzically turn it over in his hands.
What
I don't
game
know.
is it? I didn't think of a game. What game is it?
Oh, let's be perverse and say that it's one of those ET cartridges, the ones that were dumped in a landfill in Arizona.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
Okay. Okay.
Amazing.
Okay.
And I think he just sort of shrugs and tosses it back on the pile where it clatters with in plastic and says, "I'm just wondering who else. I'm just wondering who in the house is turning out their pockets and finding your charms right now. The place, if nothing, has a sense of humor.
Oh,
There might still
maybe
be
I.
a. You might be able to find. You might be able to find their find who has your items. See who that belongs to." And points at the cartridge.
Or they might show up tomorrow.
This could be an attempt. This could be the house's attempt at an icebreaker.
You did say that you didn't know very many people here. As Carlos said, maybe this is the hotel's way of getting you to meet more.
Oh, the broccoli would be a really good treat for Edgar. That's the dog. That's Mal's not going to explain that, but yes, that's the dog. That'd be a really good treat for Edgar.
So there was my question. I admit to being afraid of not being able to pay for my stay.
Sure. Which is a very valid fear. I mean, it's like, if you don't understand what's going on, of course, that's the first thing that you'd be worried about. And it's like, oh my God.
Oh, you mean this place traps you here as a guest and it's just $200 a night for eternity? Great. Love that.
Yeah.
Carlos says, "And anyway, you're not paying my salary."
Do you get paid?
That's a good question, actually. Do the staff get? I don't feel like the staff gets paid in anything that matters. Or the staff does not get paid in currency, I don't think. What do you think, Madam Walmsley?
We do not get paid in salary, Carlos.
So no, no, the benefits are, he shrugs and says, more intangible,
Yes.
somewhat inscrutable.
That sounds like a workers' rights issue.
You wouldn't be the first to say that.
Yes. And you wouldn't be the last.
And I think this is my turn. And we're getting there actually. I'm going to Oh, I sink two balls. We are running out of questions.
Yeah, there's a chance that this is our last go round, potentially.
Yeah. This feels like an absolute gimme. Anna, Carlos's answer about the length of your stay and how much it costs and everything along those lines wasn't particularly forthcoming. Is there anything further you want to ask him about the situation? Even if you're willing to press a bit.
The initial question, like from the break of, are there any favors I could do for you? And now this, like, are there any favors Anna could do for you? And now this fear of not being able to pay and her line about, I can't have more debt. If she felt any kind of give, she would press to see, because you seem like someone who knows something about debt. So if she were in debt to this place in any way, you are who she would come to get more information about that, to see if maybe a favor here or there for you could turn into like work, like real work. And if that could erase something that she owes to some existential non-location place, that's what she would press for.
All right. I think Carlos is pausing as he's lining up his shot and says, Senorita, I feel like I'm being selfish in bringing this up, but there are places in this house where those who came before us have left unfinished troubles, questions, hopes, trauma, and it weighs on everyone who has to deal with deal with the remnants. I understand that touches on the work you did outside. I think there is something in your skill set that might help ease the tension in these places. I think while you are here, if you would be willing to take a stab at exercising some of these situations, I imagine that might get you some goodwill. It might help you come to a better understanding of why you're here and what the house wants from you. Speaking
Carlos,
out of character, I am flipping a coin between asking you to exercise whatever's going on in the rose garden and saving that for a round two. Because I feel like Carlos doesn't necessarily want to dump Anna straight into whatever the hell's going on there. It's kind of like a meat grinder.
so let me, she has a response for you, which I think might help you make your decision. She'll lean in, she'll get close in the way that she was with Mal earlier. And she'll say, Carlos, can I be very honest with you? My daddy taught me everything I know about being a spiritualist. And he was a believer. And he could She gets a faraway look in her eyes. He could he could convince ice not to melt. He could there wasn't nothing he couldn't do. So I took up the trade 'cause I knew how to do it. I learned from the best. But I never saw nothing that ever made me believe in ghosts, in in good luck charms and prayers to hang over your door to keep things away, like putting your furniture in certain places to make sure your baby was born the right direction. I don't know. Like there's just so much of it. If you ask me to go do the work that I know how to do, I will do it. Because up till now, I've figured I was good at it. And I'm not sure, though, if I wasn't just blowing smoke up my own ass. Is this the place to try and see if I can really exercise something?
I think this is a place that will challenge your preconceptions. And I think what you know how to do and the way you know how to go about doing it, I think that practice will still help you here. I mean, you spend a lot of time talking to folks, right? Oh,
Yeah, all right.
some of that still some of that still applies. Maybe you'll understand something more about your daddy when it's all over. And now I need to come up with some kind of exorcism or something that is like not the rose garden, but has some meat on its bones. But that's a problem for future me.
Well, I've already made a note that from billiards, favor for Carlos, help a few, underline, guests who need a medium, is what I put down. So I'll be making plans too.
And by guests we might mean rooms and or ghosts. But we'll see. I'm supposed to ask another one of these questions.
Oh,
Um the one I picked was what's something you want to ask of me and what will you trade me for my answer? Um and I guess it was more that Carlos offered a path forward on that. If you're okay with me willing to also check off, I hope to find common ground with you about our shared path about past and family and purpose. I don't know if that's me weaseling myself into a question. I think to pick that one, I will say Carlos shrugs and says, "We don't always get the same. We don't always get the lessons we expect from our parents, from our abuelas. Sometimes we get a bag of tools and we use them the best way we think we can understand how to use them. And maybe that wasn't what they were expecting, but everything fits somewhere.
from your lips to the hotel's ears.
I'm mostly good at fixing things, less good at fixing people, but maybe if I bring you along, maybe if I bring you along, that will help. We could help shore up each other's weaknesses.
This is the sitcom that I need in my life. Grumpy handyman and like bubbly psychic medium going around and solving people's problems.
I thought you were gonna say like going around and solving mysteries because that would have been like the sitcom I would watch. Oh man.
That too. All right, and I think it's on to Madame Walmsley.
Okie dokie. Oh boy. All right. Tails again. Oh boy.
We're starting to get to the point where scratching starts feeling tempting.
Serious. Now I regret rolling.
I was gonna say, so if you've got two left, then I will only be able to do one, which means Anna wins.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see. Mm-hmm.
You guys might now understand why she was so desperate to win your shit.
Let's see. Mal, you've seen me do something strange or out of character recently. Do you ask me to explain? And I leave it up to you to tell me like what what do you think is like strange or out of character for me from Madame Walmsley.
Hmm. I think I think maybe he saw you like running up the stairs from the basement.
Hmm.
So I think as you know, as we're going around, Mal will come up to you and say, "You were you were down in the basement earlier today."
Yes, I did not mean to be. I thought I had someone accompanying me, and they left quite quickly.
I don't think I've ever seen you run before.
I don't try to. I, uh, I incurred an injury when I was younger, and I try not to, 'cause it brings back the old pain when I do.
You know, I can be pretty much anywhere in the hotel if you're afraid of being alone.
I was not aware of that, Mal. You always seem quite solid, even though you seem to be blurry at the edges sometimes. But, I mean, again, you always seem to take an aspect that is very corporeal. I never realized you could be anywhere around. But,
I think Mal just kind of shrugs and then just like walks backwards through the billiards table and stands to the other side of it.
well,
You hear a ah.
Sorry. Um,
I stand
and
corrected.
they'll kind of shrug and say, "This is easier. The being solid is hard."
Do you like being unperceived most of the time, or
Sometimes if I'm getting ready for a prank, yes.
well, that I can understand. It's the nature of the surprise, for sure. But yes, I might if I have to go down to the basement to get to the to check on the laundry services. I might ask for some company. Some persons might not be as dependable as I expect, and it's not for me to ask certain guests to accompany me. I mean, it is not for a tour to bring them downstairs.
I I can see some of the other spirits when they don't want to when you guys don't seem to be able to see them. I don't know if we can all do that, but if there's one that you would like me to warn you about, because I'm guessing it's not a guest or a staff member in the basement that's the problem.
No, it's
I'm sorry. I
it, it's fine. It's something that I'm trying to. It's something I'm trying to understand myself, Mel. I've been here for quite some time, and to be honest, I don't really remember. I just know that I'm not supposed to be by the basement swimming pool by myself. And when I realized I was, it was. I don't know if you have ever experienced it, but when I realized I was alone, it's like I couldn't breathe. Like I was frozen. And I felt something behind me. And I was trying to move, and I couldn't. And I had to force myself to run. And I did. And I did not stop until I was up the stairs. And I guess you saw me.
At the top of the stairs. Yeah.
Yes.
And Mal's going to like reach out and like you can see that they are concentrating to be able to make contact, but they're gonna like kind of like pat your hand gently, like trying to show like comfort.
And she smiles, and she will bring her hand to kind of pat like yours, and she sort of feels something. It's kind of like feeling velvet, but like yeah, like very soft velvet. Like it's like barely there, you know? But she's like very appreciative of you at least making the gesture. And she smiles into your face. Thank you, Mel.
Yeah, I like you. You're kind.
Thank you. I'm a little worried about some of the other strangers, or those a little like you, but I don't know them. The ones that remain distant or more, I hate to say it, but sinister, I suppose? Like the man behind the mirror. He
Yeah.
seems to, to not be very benign in some circumstances.
Oh, he's definitely not.
I wasn't sure whether you agreed or disagreed. I, I, I could have been imagining things. I mean, I try not to think ill of anyone or anything, because who am I? I try to go about my business and do my, enact service and get my job done. Hmm.
I think I think he is mad at the people who are still alive.
I think so too.
He's mean when he doesn't need to be. He's always mad.
Like you, seems to take on the aspect of those who he sees. But because he's behind the mirror, he reflects them. And it's almost as if perhaps he resents the fact that they call him by being reflected. So maybe he does not want that to be his raison d'etre. He does not want that to be his reason to be, or their reason to be. Just to be someone else's reflection.
It
That
does
is just a
seem
guess.
it does seem lonely.
Yes. I'm glad that you are more friendly, Mal.
They were watching this movie once in the theater for the kids, and it was about a ghost who was called the Friendly Ghost, and I really liked that one.
Was the ghost friendly?
He was very friendly.
That's good.
Well, his uncles weren't though. His uncles were really mean.
I think I had heard that, but I think that was supposed to show contrast, to show how friendly he was, because his relatives weren't.
Yeah, it was a good one. I liked that movie.
How will I let you know if I need to go to the basement again?
Oh, um, if you come by the library, you can I Carlos can always tell when I've been around. Not sure how, but he seems to know when I was somewhere recently. And if he doesn't know, I'm probably in the library.
Okay, I'll be sure to check with Carlos and in the library. And besides, you and I need to take a trip to make sure that we can find the music room again and see about teaching each other.
I really, I want. That's gonna be fun. I like that.
Agreed. So, and you see her demeanor distinctly cheer up after having that talk with you.
Hmm. I don't have a really great idea for this last one, to be honest. So I think I might scratch on it because I don't really have a good idea for it. I think Mal was so like intent on the conversation that he was just having and probably still like thinking a little bit about it because Madame Walmsley did seem, upset at the beginning of it that like they phased through a little bit more than they lost their concentration and
Mm-hmm.
the cue didn't quite hit the way it was supposed to. Well, yeah, being solid is harder.
But I think she'll tease you a little bit, like, that doesn't mean you should jump right into tricks right away, all right?
But that's so much fun.
See if you can find one of the concierges. Give them a little bit of a trick first, before you come back to us.
Hmm. Yeah, I can do that. I might slip broccoli into their pockets. That was really funny.
And you might be able to try and find Lane. Lane Maddox has been missing for a few days.
Oh, the front desk lady?
He was missing
Oh,
for a while. I don't know what happened to him.
hmm.
He went to fix a leak or two, and then he went chasing after someone. I wasn't sure whether it was a guest or something he was checking on for one of the guests. Not sure, but has not
Uh,
been seen.
I'll see if I come across him.
Thank you. And Anna wins the 8 ball.
She does.
You may
What
ask.
did I tell y'all?
Mm-hmm.
Mm, mm,
You may ask
mm,
an
mm.
original question to further your own agendas, or to ask to any other players you choose. Maybe one specific player, or maybe all of them. You also
Wait,
sink the
what?
last ball and end the game of billiards.
What if I don't have a question? I'm she's feeling real vulnerable from admitting her fear. Carlos helped her feel a little better. She's gonna be useful in the future. Hmm. I'll look over at Mal. Now you're 1000% sure that you have never turned into an animal here in the hotel.
I'm gonna
Okay.
try now, though.
Okay. Just don't okay. 'Cause there I also saw some centipedes the other day and I I didn't go near them because they're wiggly oogly, but I had the passing thought of like that's gotta be something. But don't do that. No dogs, no centipedes.
I feel like
Okay.
centipedes would be hard. That's a lot of legs.
It's a lot of tricks. You got a lot of legs.
Hmm. Might need to practice that. I feel like a dog would be easier.
No more dogs, because what if I think it's you? And it's not.
Well, then it's just funny.
He could wear a collar.
I'm gonna bonk you with the broccoli.
When Carlos says like that Mal could wear a collar, like Mal looks mortally offended by that. Just absolutely like
I could put little charms on it.
that's just one more thing I have to keep solid though.
Oh. I'm
Carlos makes a
Mal,
just
and my
saying
life is
expression.
so hard.
And Mal's going to like turn into you and mimic you.
It was kind of a throwaway question, but I don't know. I won.
You did.
And I gather up all the stuff, although I will see if Carlos would like the game cartridge and the Polaroid camera because I don't know what they are. And I'm not going to use them. And he looks like somebody who might know what to do with them. And then
He's
I
gonna
will,
get he'll gather them up and sort of direct them to the lost and found.
oh,
Like maybe he
I,
can ask around and see if somebody's missing anything.
sure, sure. Um, but I'll have the Mal's bag of stuff. Um, and I will also like indicate that I'll help them put the stuff back where they found it. It's not really mine.
It might take a while. It was, I can be really fast sometimes. I was all over the hotel. I don't remember
As
where this came from and like pulls out like a magazine or something. Like, yeah, actually, yeah, just like a really old magazine that's like one of those ones that is just like filled with like pictures of like landscapes and stuff. Might take a while.
I like that one. I might keep that one.
Yeah, I don't think the hotel would mind that.
As we're exiting the room, or maybe I shouldn't presume we're exiting the room. As I am exiting the room, I will seem to be my like happy self again with the stuff I've unofficially won. Um, and I'll say to Mal, it's okay that it might take a long time to put all this stuff back because I might be here forever. Does that mean I'm gonna age? I'm gonna stop aging? Hey, Carlos. Carlos, how old are you? And I'm just gonna like exit the room.
I think he laughs and does not respond.
Yeah.
Too funny. I just want to remind people that I did add an NPC tab to our shared character keeper.
Oh,
So
goody.
I tried to add like as many people as I remembered us putting in there, and like some people from the other games that people mentioned.
Oh,
So if,
I'd made like a little one for myself, so I'll
Oh,
transfer some stuff
yeah,
over.
please. So if I forgot anybody, then let me know, or just add them. As you remember. I added Edgar for
Yeah.
tonight. So. But yeah, the people on the left are the Thursday group. I mean, there's more details, but I mean, like the ones that I could just remember from without explaining like a ton of stuff that's happened already.
gotcha. I didn't see Gina on there, so I started typing in Gina and her description filled out. I'm like, wow, how does the document know already that? Oh,
That's how it knows. That's funny. It's great. But yeah,
I think you got all mine.
okay. Carlos, guess it's your
all
turn.
right. Okay, we're doing staying alive or a chase. Uh,
Oh,
and I'm going to ask, Madame Walmsley, would you like to revisit the scene in the basement and in flashback, or would you prefer something lighter, which would probably be Carlos trying to hunt down that bird?
Oh gosh, that would be funny. I would prefer something lighter, to be honest with you.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right. So there is so who would like to be my quarry? They will be representing the pet bird that has escaped her cage and is currently hiding. Excellent. If you want to name the bird, you can. Otherwise, we can come up with a name.
whose bird is this?
This is the
Do
house's bird.
Oh,
This
it's the
is
house's bird.
this is a staff responsibility. The bird is a staff responsibility.
Okay. Because I saw the post-it note. I just didn't know. Okay. Okay. The house's bird. Oh,
Oh wait, is it an obnoxious parrot that like says some stuff?
It could very well be.
I think it. You know what? Actually, I got it. Okay, so hold on. This is an. Let me just doing some lore shit. I think this is an obnoxious parrot that will just out of pure spite will like just start dropping secrets like a random secret every now and again.
Oh no.
Like so like just any old random thing like it'll parrot you, literally parrot you when it's just like feeling saucy, and then like when it's really feeling obnoxious, it's gonna drop a random hotel secret on somebody that's not ready for it. What that secret is, who the hell knows, and when it's actually gonna say it, who the hell knows what that is. So have at it with your imagination.
He didn't go to the bar, and etc.
Oh my God.
Oh
It's
yeah.
under the
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
under the sink.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Um
That's
I
the best. I love it so much.
Oh my God.
if you'll allow, I would love to dedicate this to a a parrot I used to have
Oh.
who lived to be 67 years old.
There you go.
Um
Mm.
so his name was Echo. Um so this parrot is a lilac crowned Amazon. So it is this beautiful, like the green of a lot of Amazon parrots, but on the top of its head, right above its nares, is this really tiny patch of lilac purple, this really intense purple. And then around the purple is a ring of like really intense red. And then that's it. The rest of the bird is green. It is a parrot that is on the smaller side. It's one of the smaller Amazons, which just means it can get up to more shit. Um,
Because it can hide.
yes.
Yes.
So this is the bird I'm channeling in this.
I've put columns for Carlos and Echo on the mini game. So, where did I catch sight of Echo? What common room of the hotel did I catch sight of Echo in? And what was Echo up to when I spotted them?
So I think you found him in the spot that you were told. I think that he was perched comfortably on the back rest of the sofa. Um, and then when he spotted you, he quite literally dove in between the seat cushion and the hard back of the couch, and then was just inside the couch.
Oh no. He's trying to move the couch so that I don't hurt the bird and trying to peer under the couch and try and figure out where in the innards the bird is. Fantastic. So, where once I manage to flush Echo out of this situation, where are you going? What safe destination in the hotel is your end goal?
Dear Carlos, my end goal is the rose garden.
Oh, of course, I'm not going to follow you in there. Oh boy.
Beautiful. We love to see it.
At least not without backup. All right. And I think we understand why Echo thinks that they'll be safe and well, he'll be safe in the rose garden. Um, is there a an elaboration? What why does Echo know that Carlos won't chase him there, or does Echo have another reason that he feels safe there?
It's twofold. He has observed that Carlos won't go there after dark. Um, but he can also hide very well inside of a thorny rose bush. So he thinks that if you're going to get him, let's at least make it hurt.
Hmm. Yeah, the thorns will be physical damage. The rest of the rose garden will be mental and emotional damage. It'll all
Hmm.
come out in the wash.
Hmm.
This is
Oh,
a very, very strategic asshole of a bird.
yeah.
I
Ah,
mean,
well.
parrots are, can can definitely be.
Echo used to mimic my whistle. I had a whistle for when I would call the cats to me to like give them a treat. And so he would mimic the whistle and they would come run to the bottom of his cage and then he would throw peanuts at them.
Amazing.
A little shit.
He's a piece of shit and I loved him.
I've heard parrots described as very shouty childs forever, basically. Who will, a very shouty child who will outlive you
Mhm.
or will live very long. All right. So the quarry leads the hunter through a series of four challenges and admissions. Um, choose freely, though the third must be an admission. Okay, so I think you take a picklet. Yeah, you pick from either of the lists. Oh, jeez. Challenge. I lead you into an anomaly's territory. The chase ends. We are both in danger. There's some spicy options on this list.
There
Yeah.
is.
And then some of them don't even get you any coins, so that's even worse.
Okay, so let's start with a challenge. I pass through a cluttered room with plenty of obstacles to throw in your way.
I'm imagining that this is common room. This is in the common room of the hotel or common rooms, but where what's what constitutes the obstacles in this room?
So it's gotta be small enough things that I can run into and they'll fall, or that I can pick up and hurl. So I'm actually thinking a kitchen.
Yeah. Yeah. I imagine there are like a lots of pots and pans that are bird size that could be you could be hiding under or that you could send clattering around and I'm probably gonna have to stop to make sure that I'm not like knocking dishes across the floor or anything along those lines.
Mhm.
All right. Fantastic. All right. Well, I will follow into the kitchen swearing, at least I don't have to worry about a health inspection. The health ins I think Carlos mutters to himself, "Sorry, Mr. Health Inspector," as he goes barreling through the kitchen and trying to turn over various pans to see if the bird is hiding under them.
All right, flip a coin.
All right, coin says heads.
All right.
Uh, all right. I think do I find Carlos under one of the overturned pans, or do I catch him leaving the room as I'm bending over as I'm coming up from having checked the pan?
Um, I like to imagine a hanging pan, and you pass by it, and as the camera follows you, there's like a bird like inside the pot, right? And you do that thing where you stop and you turn your head and we look at each other for a second. Um, and I will say, not fast enough, Greg. And I'll fly out and oh, what do I carry on the way? I'm gonna fly out and grab a piece of fruit that is on the counter. So I have that in my hands as I'm exiting the kitchen.
Are you thinking like grape sized, or are you thinking something larger?
No, I was thinking like a banana, or well, yeah, a banana. He's got a parrot with a banana.
Nice. And
Come on, Greg, you want some of this?
Carlos sighs and says, someone should carry a notebook near this bird." Your pick again. A challenge or an admission.
Hmm. Ooh, admission. I look behind me and you're much closer than I thought.
Oh, I didn't actually get I think I prevented you from getting a coin, but I did not.
Yeah, you don't get a coin.
I don't get a coin
Yeah.
from that challenge. All right. So that banana is pretty heavy. I think the bird has too many irons in the fire. I don't know what I just did. It was incorrect, so I'm gonna re-roll. I see. Roll 1d2. Here we go. Tails. Uh, this is not this doesn't it sounds like it's not Echo's first rodeo. At least the banana makes you easier to spot, but it certainly doesn't seem to be slowing you down much at all. The third turn must be an admission.
Oh, well, I'll do an admission then. I come to a dead end and have to get past you to escape. So I come to a hallway. The doors are closed, and there's a window at the end of it that I think is open. So I fly towards it and I do that awful thing where birds smash into a window. Um, I hang on to the banana.
Like maybe the
Um,
banana hits first.
the banana hits first. Trust the process, Mads. Uh, um, I hang on to the banana and I get myself up and I get in the air again, and you're right there. Um, and oh, you have to throw. Wait,
Actually, I
yeah,
think
throw.
all right. If I can certainly flip the coin if you'd like. I don't think it matters
Oh,
too much who is flipping or not.
oh, I thought it had to be you since you picked the game. I could do it.
You admitting, then it's like, it's saying like I've come to a dead end and I have to get past you to escape. So it's asking you to it's asking
Me to
uh,
throw.
yeah.
I will. 1 through 3 is heads. Tails again. So on heads, you cut me off. Oh, but I rolled tails, so
Yeah,
so I get past you, but I don't get any coins.
correct.
So you're in front of me, and I've gotten a little bit of air again, and I just throw a cat call whistle at you, um, and I hurl the banana at your face. um, and you catching it or like ducking out of the way, and I've gotten past you again.
I think Carlos ducks the banana. Carlos was not expecting to be pelted with fruit today.
Did the mic pick up my whistle?
It did not, sadly.
Oh, okay. Well, I cat call whistled at you.
Fantastic. Um, Carlos says, "What are they paying me again? Should intangibles?" Uh, and picks up the banana and like sets it on a tray in the hallway, and then starts trying to follow the bird further. And go ahead and pick our fourth turn, challenge and admission.
It's a challenge. I pass through a dark room with plenty of opportunity to hide or obscure my path. So I want to look at the Mio board for a second. Um, I enter, oh, I go into the music room. I go into the music room, which is old and dusty and dark. There's no lights on, windows are closed, and there's a lot of closed instruments and uh, um, cloth, like protective cloth over like harps and pianos and things. And I I I hide myself.
And I think the vibe as Carlos comes into this room is that the room wants to be sleeping right now. Now is not the time for music. Now is the time for instruments at rest. And so I don't really want to start, hitting all the lights and crashing my way through the instruments, picking my way through to try and find you. So I'm going to have to be clever about this. Tails. Um,
Ooh, I
that's I have to painstakingly pick up your trail again, and you gain a coin.
think that's my first one.
Yeah, we were playing the last challenge for all the marbles here. See if somebody scores a point or not. Um, I think the degree to which Carlos feels the intention of the hotel on him to not make a ruckus of this really kills his time in the music room. By the time he's sure that you're not in the music room anymore, you are anywhere else in the hotel you want to be. So, ending the chase. We did not choose an option that ends the chase early. Compare coins. If you have more coins in your hunter, you break away and escape. What does that look like, Echo?
I am underneath the not the tarp, the cloth that is on the piano. But the cover for the keys must be open because all of a sudden you hear like a tink, 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 and it is Echo. Um, and Echo is making the sounds of Mal picking away at Hummingbird.
Mm.
And then it kind of sounds like, no, that's it. It's Mal picking away at Hummingbird. And then very quietly, a, a deep voice comes from somewhere in the room that says, Mr. Cordova, is this how you should be spending your time?
Oh, interesting. Do I think it's the bird?
You can think it's the bird if you want. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't sound exactly like it's coming from the piano.
Mm-hmm. Um, I think Carlos acquiesces to that and says sorry, sir. I thought that this would be a more easily handled situation. I'll check the board.
As Carlos is leaving the room, pops his head out from underneath the tarp, makes a little clicking sound, uh, and that deep voice again says, Yes, disappointing as always. And Echo flies off.
Brutal. Let's add who's that jerk to the NPC tab.
Sorry, I was having a lot of fun and then I remembered it was supposed to be a horror game.
Delicious.
Yeah, and
Oh,
I think you could like the camera can tell that Carlos is like immediately nervous when he hears that voice. Like if the hotel has characters, this is one he doesn't want to interact with.
is this one he knows or recognizes?
Yes.
Okay.
Um, this is either this is somebody who is I don't know if they were a founder or if they were just involved very early, but at this point they are whatever amounts of their personality has been subsumed into the hotel to the extent that they are just one of the voices of the hotel. Like you would classify them as an anomaly. Um, but they are an occupational hazard of being staff. I'm not saying they speak for the hotel, but they might think they do.
Oof. Ooh, boy. Crazy. Okay. Wow.
I didn't conceptualize how fast that was going to go, or I would have had the bird drop more lore.
I want to know who Greg is.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah,
Who's Greg?
shit's going on with Greg, man.
Gonna have to be faster, Greg.
It's creeping me out. Like, who the hell's Greg?
Yeah.
Do we
That
do we
was
want
really
to
good.
do we want a name for that? Do we want a name for that deep voice, or are we just going to refer to them by their their semiotics for now?
I mean, you can like totally like do semiotics for now. I mean, like if you want to come up with a name for them later, that's fine too. I mean, you don't have to come up with everything all at once because you may change your mind.
Just call him the jerk.
We'll definitely mention the bird because that's lore now. The bird that drops random hotel secrets.
Oh yeah, I already put Echo on there.
Thank you. That's valuable for any of the tables. So, I think since there's only like 15 minutes left, I mean, unless we're gonna play one of the mini games like watching TV or doing another dream or something like that, I think we can do stars and wishes. So, uh, oh wait, it's my turn, isn't it? uh,
Only you can answer that question for us,
right,
Meds.
right, right. Okay, so hold on. Let's see. What are the short ones? So bed, breakfast. No, breakfast is not short. Sleeping with the television. Okay, let me just look at the sleeping with the television on because that one's one of the short ones. Shorter ones, I should say. Alrighty. So I think to round out the night, I think we're gonna play sleeping with the television on or watching TV. Setup. This game may be chosen and played aloud by everyone as a downtime activity between other games or quietly by yourself while others are playing out a scene you are not actively participating in. Turning on the TV. Choose what channel you want to tune into and what you see there. Choose freely. Turning off the TV. Because of what you've watched, there's something about you, some detail of your mood, appearance, goals, or actions that everyone might notice. Decide what that detail is. The next time you play, announce it to the table. So we wouldn't see the the change right away. So like this is like think of this as the ending to our episode, and then like when we start up again next time, then we're gonna open up with the change. Like whatever happens to be the change, that's how we're gonna open. All right. So pick a channel and decide what prompt you want to answer, and then narrate it. And whoever wants to go first can go first. I mean, like, it doesn't have to be me because I have no idea which one of these things I want to pick.
I'll go first.
Okay.
I fall asleep to the just the news. Um, there's no television while I was alive, so I think most of it freaks me out other than the news. Um, so wait. No, yes, the news. Um, and I fall asleep as they are reporting the goings on inside the hotel. And it is very much like the sports section of the news. And we see a little highlight reel of Carlos chasing Echo. And there's a commenter on the move of Echo using the banana. And Carlos almost had him. And then the slow and embarrassing defeat of the chase ending in the music room. Uh, and that is that is how I fall asleep, kind of being like, what is that happening right now? Oh, that had to happen earlier. So I got a little play by play of Mr. Cordova at work.
I'm watching a I'm watching a telenovela, and it's long, and it's extra soapy. There's a man has just discovered that his wife is sleeping with his twin brother, and they may have confessed their love for each other, and he's in the process of trying to find the proof that will blow the whole thing wide open and reveal all of this. Um, and he's quizzing the mailroom attendant about what she might have seen on the night where his twin came to visit. And she blinks and she stops and she says, wait, this isn't this isn't real. This is I'm on this room isn't real. I'm on a set. I forgot my lines. I'm I this isn't me. I don't like this story. I want to get out of this story. Can you help me get out of this story? I I don't I don't want to answer these questions. Can we not do this? Can I go home now? Please? And then just like the whole like the show grinds to a halt, and as she's having this sort of panic attack on stage or on the screen, and then she calms herself and she gives her lines, and the show just continues as if she didn't have that breakdown. And it is just like completely not it's completely unaddressed and no sold by the gentleman or the rest of the scene or any part of the show. And you would expect that if this was like an actual actor's breakdown, you wouldn't actually see this. But no, it was just like part of the show and then completely unaddressed. And Carlos remarks to the room, "I see we're being subtle today."
think Madame Walmsley's been here a while, of course, and so she's gotten used to the colorful talking box, and so yeah, she turns on the TV, and she it helps her sleep because, again, as she told Mal, I mean, she doesn't like silence, complete silence. So she'll turn it on, and she flicks on what seems to be a historical drama. So it seems to be one of those ones where they're talking about being in a kind of like a fun. It's like almost like a take on the Palace of Versailles. A lot of like sun iconography and gold and like a lot of gild and everything like this. And like, they were all walking around in their beautiful gowns and the high-heeled shoes and everything like this. And Madame Walmsley starts to nod off as she's like listening to it and like, listening to their patterned speech and everything and in their wigs. And she drifts off to sleep, and she doesn't see, as she's drifting off to sleep, that as they're going down the one panning scene as they're going down a hallway very slowly, and at the end of the hallway there's like these double doors, and you see like guards flanking the hallways like at regular intervals. When they finally get down to the double doors at the end of the hallway, the guards will like go in, and then they'll like open up the double doors, and when the double doors open, it opens up into the foyer of the hotel, where people are bustling and checking in, and porters are taking their luggage up, elevators off to the side, stairwell on the other side, and people going into the different rooms on the ground floor of the hotel. And she's there sleeping.
Not sure Mal sleeps, but I do think that she zones out, uh, occasionally. So I think he's turned on the TV and is watching cartoons. And it starts off as like Looney Tunes, got Roadrunner and the Coyote doing their thing, and then at some point, it's Bugs Bunny's turn to be on the screen, and as he's taunting Elmer Fudd, he goes through a door, and then the room that he's in looks very suspiciously like a cartoon version of the library in the hotel. Bugs Bunny is like throwing books, trying to find something clearly, and at some point when he grabs a book, it doesn't come off the shelf, but it clicks and the bookshelf moves. And he goes behind it and it slams shut. And I think that's where like that's the last part of it that Mal remembers. Is this something weird there where like they just kind of zoned out and they're not sure why? But the next time they look at the TV, it's just normal cartoons again.
Does some part of them remember that particular shelf?
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome. So think on it. And then next time, like, think about the change that we'll introduce as noticed in the beginning of next episode. Okay? Um, and yeah, the stars and wishes. Got time?
I
Uh,
I I really liked that Carlos came into the initial scene just fucking blitzed. Like that was not something that I expected, but it was really funny and just
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like why wouldn't he like take a break somewhere and just, smoke a little bit? Because damn, it's not like this place isn't stressful. Um so I think that was really funny. I liked that. And I really liked Anna getting to the point where she's realizing that maybe she doesn't have to worry about checking out. I'm just like when her starting to realize of like, oh, I might not be able to leave here. Okay. So maybe I don't have to worry about that. That was really nice. And I liked the moment that well, I guess we had a couple moments where we touched on it, but with Madame Walmsley and Mal, where they're talking about the music room and going there together.
I found those very cool too. I mean, like I think like Mal just like showing more human, um, more humanity, basically. And like you'd think that like your duty is supposed to be like scaring the guests, but I find it like very charming that Mal is like being more open and more like like trying to connect more with the people that are around them, which I think is absolutely lovely. So like hopefully that continues, because I mean like it just feels like these people need, at least in this particular niche, like you need all the help they can get. So friends where you can get them, right?
A little
And
whimsy.
yeah, exactly, with a little whimsy. And I really liked the way that you gave a lot of Anna's vulnerability, but yet there's like something still behind all of that too. Like there's still something like that's lurking behind there. She's an onion. She's got layers, and I'm like, she's kind of like got the stuff that she's trying to hide from her past, or like maybe that she's been trained to do, and there's like the stuff that she's not going to let go of just because she's in a strange place. And then for the fact that she was worried about, paying for the thing, like, oh my God, I can't be here much longer because I got to pay for it. No, it's like, yeah, you haven't been here long enough to realize it's like that's the least of your problems here. So you pulled that off beautifully, Susan. So that was awesome. Um, and then Carlos, it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna like come in here like, like all like, completely high, and it's all cool. And then yeah, doing the talking with people during the billiards game was awesome. And then doing the chase was absolutely adorable, trying to get this damn bird, and like you just couldn't do it. You just couldn't do it. And then the introduction of the deep voice. I'm just like, oh shit, like what the fuck is going on? I'm like, no. Yeah. So again, like the beautiful thing about this is like it's surreal horror, and like you guys are introducing more elements of like a mystery or mysteries. So, god dang, I'm just like, what's going on? I want to know. So, yeah, I'm excited. So that'll be my wish. It's like, who are these people or what are these things? And I'm like, I want to know more stuff. That's what keeps the game going. So, and we can play these games multiple times. So keep going. So,
Fantastic. I wanted to shout out my scene partner for the lively chase. The gotta catch up, Greg. And then there's immediate questions about what is it this parrot knows. I'm looking forward to seeing more of Echo and his lore bombs in the future. Um, there was this charming moment that wandered by when um Madame Walmsley and Mal were talking, Mack, where you mentioned a friendly ghost that you had seen, a show about a friendly ghost and stuff, and I'm like, okay, I see what you did there. I also loved your descriptions of Edgar, who is mostly friendly, and I like the character painting that you did in that involve. And Mads, your description of what happened to Madame Walmsley when she went to the basement was on point and harrowing. Mad props to your emotionality and your intention in that scene. We're starting to get some spicy stuff here. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of trouble we can make for ourselves. And I guess a wish for myself is to figure out this is probably something we just need to workshop next session is to build a ghost problem for Anna to solve. Because I imagine there are some anomalies or anomaly adjacent things that probably need our medium's attention.
I mean, I'm just gonna make a suggestion for that, because I mean, like, there's an activity of with the telephone line, because that can progress into, is there something I should know, which is an investigative game. So,
Mm.
so that's something to consider. So like read those over and then see how you can kind of dovetail into something into the other.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
My one wish, I want to know more about the deep voice. I want to know what's going on there. That's a really interesting one.
I really only have one star, and it's that all the people around me are just constantly spitting poetry, and I don't know how to handle that. So thanks, guys. Um, um, but really, like I love a good line, like just like a one line in a conversation, and you're just full of one lines that make me go, so good. You guys are awesome. I really like playing with you. Um, for my wish, yeah, I want to go over my notes, and I have down like have a heartfelt, intentional conversation with Walmsley, help a guest, and like actually show off what I can do as a medium. Um, Look for some missing people, feed a dog some broccoli. Like I have like a little to-do list. So that's, I don't know. My wish is like one of those get accomplished next time.
Amazing. And again, it's like, do not hesitate to just jump in and create like a rando guest or staff or anomaly or whatever. And we have a growing list of NPCs. So, damn, use them. Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh, you guys are awesome. And I just feel like, haha, wow. I mean, like, you just get so involved with these things, you just never realize, like, how much time is taken up because it's like, just like get really into the scenes and everything, which I absolutely adore. And all the lore. Damn, like, do you realize like how much lore this gets built up? I only realize it when I start editing this stuff because I'm like, oh my God, they just dropped that thing in there. And I'm like, where'd that come from? It's awesome. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, can't wait to see what else everybody else comes up with and then to see more of what goes on. So, don't forget, again, Mirror Board, like those two games can be done in between sessions and such. So, Private Eyes and then Too Much Time on My Hands. So, start sticking stuff on the bulletin board and go cray cray. Only once a day, though. So,
I did add some stuff to the bulletin board.
can't wait to look. Okay, great. So, you guys have a wonderful week. I will see you next time. And yeah, I mean, it'll be Mack that does the next game, starts up the next game. But again, remember what detail we all should notice, like, when we start the next session. Okay? So, have a great night. Happy gaming to you all. Thank you.
I
Bye, guys.